Hello everybody, this is Loki and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. So today we're gonna continue from where we left off. Now then, would the defendant, Miss Lena Sky, please take this down? Miss Lena Sky, you're the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edwards, you already know everything. You know all I have done in these past 2 years. Are you sure about that? Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you're under oath when you want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lena, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. You can easily tell they are related because they kind of look alike. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Cat. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Cat. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to start convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. I have a feeling she's lying. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lena, if this is true, then that means Chief Gant had nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what is she telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright, let's do this. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you read that the crime scene? It seemed I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor elbow knife was stuck in the middle of the body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'm never gonna change this statement. You mean, Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distant away. It was probably not the way in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. It's all just to protect me. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Okay, let's see. You planted it in Dark in his room, you knitting with the body? But why? Why would you do that? Yeah, why would you want to tamper with the crime scene? Aren't you not supposed to tamper with it until, like, the police get there? Or some sort of people get there? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad that I'll ask for the sake of others. When you showed up on the scene, what was exactly within the body? It was very by the chief desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. I didn't turn the events threatened my plan. Okay, let's present the unstable jar here. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I'm compelled to bring that to everyone's attention. A significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You're sacrificed, and I quote, or you testified, the pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written in the jar with the victim's blood. Yet the prosecutor must have written in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. Covering the lie. In order for Victor to be able to write his message in the jar, it must not yet been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. That's true. Order! Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to the jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical. Chief Prosecutor? It seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were so large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may now begin a trial of examination. Let's do this. It had to be on the 4th or 5th, so let's do this. Miss Guy, I believe the jar conceals the truth even you were aware of. What? We found the final piece of the jar in Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up at the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. He got there before you did. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed the piece? I am afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along, huh? Can you believe that? We're not here to talk about your dentures, sir. Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on the shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant at the time he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No. Yeah, can you answer that simple question for us? Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? So clueless. Discovering the scene, Lena Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence to incriminate Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became Chief's puppet. I did not on my own. Please, stop trying to protect the Chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. Gee, thank you. I guess you do seem the type to like to twist the truth. Not you too! Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong with the Wright? Lena? Maybe right after all. What do you mean, right? So, you do tell foul lies, none with the Wright? Miss Guy, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall, Miss Guy, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that, well, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Alright, the witness may testify once more. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw that happen, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all was really a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. Picture? I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. But in the book! The book! Lena must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have a hate on you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember seeing any pictures from Lena. Lena said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check out that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Oh, here it is. Hey, there's a picture in here. There we go, there's the proof. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted criminal affairs only after I had to rearrange everything. Mr. Wright, that piece cut out from his vest could be the cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. What's this? He must have planted her hand on there. Blow for fingerprints, those must be the real murderers. What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning purple, Mr. Wright? Anyways, let's get done with the cross examination. As long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murder. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross examination. You again! Come now, Udgy. This is the poorest excuse for a child I've ever seen. Chief Gant. What? Now you will make me out at the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put on a word or two in my defense. Objection! I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back and relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. So what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't, but someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright? If I show the piece of evidence now, I'm assured to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I'd better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present the piece of evidence? The one that showed the really killed Prosecutor Marshall? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present in this point in time. What? You lie. Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. This is use of evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever you do, you mean. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know there's fingerprints on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? take a good look at the picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like a part of it been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this? What? You mean you, chief of police, had been concealing evidence? This is going to be the biggest scandal in history. I think Phoenix did that because he wanted him to confess. Present, to be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto? Well, I can't just let you pin me up at the murder. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it? Really? I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. And then it occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lena. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lena. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, then she would solve the scene and ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lena arrived at the scene, mind you. Pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance. Of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always better to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about letting anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lena to go wipe the blood off all of the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept them one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as the murderer. Well then, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have known it before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But that moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Do I have to show evidence? Honored, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. This is really murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Take that!
Just once more. The day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of victim's vest? Oh yes, at least you finally brought it into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather, there must have been strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean, it cannot have been forged. It must be infected conclusive evidence. We already know whose handprint that is. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worley. What? Just think about it. Righto had all the time to present this evidence, yet he rejected to do so. What would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on it? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must have been the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything proceeding as predicted. The person whom these fingerprints belong to is...
Take that!
Emma Sky? Wait. What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin me in on the murder on me. So true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to death. How could you? You monster! Miss Sky. You knew who the fingerprints were all along, yet you acted like you really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said the trial isn't over yet. Huh, but I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only the trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed the conclusive evidence. He didn't purposely. He waited until the right moment. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I have your badge, boy! What's the matter? Cat your tongue? Aren't you gonna tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh? What's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chicken, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could possibly contradict? Chief, your triangle and reign ends here. Behold the piece of evidence that this is the cloth.
Take that!
And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is shown underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood that's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured and blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth isn't covered in blood. Wait, there's no blood on it. Ah, so he tried to pin her for something she didn't do, since Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this cloth. There's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He was most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could have been? Who could have arrived at the scene with more Miss Lena Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor sword. You gained him. Then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on a jar with the victim's blood. A jar they broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. Then make Lena believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only a moment ago? That you personally cut out the bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? though the very act of creating insurance. You proved that you were the actual murderer. He just outed himself. He outed himself. It's finally all over. Gotta love when people out themselves, right? That was close, right? You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute all your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is all illegal evidence. Order. What's this nonsense? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember Aji? Earlier, old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Yeah, I remember him saying that. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, the piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laughed on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person, assuming, of course, that the evidence indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems that at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of evidence? I admit I refused to present it at one point. Ah, so the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It is not that I didn't present the evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved in presenting evidence. No, Eddie, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let's settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
Take that!
This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. Was this? I have done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at the point in time, this merely piece of cloth was nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. Evidence shall be shown without approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case of the trial. And here the crux of the matter. You see, the time was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want to relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall when was the picture presented? That was shown a few moments ago. Whoops. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to it contained truth. Also, it's like useful when it's like stated that it is. He just admitted, no. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have kept it from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person that could be. Damon Gant, the killer was you. Oh, he's gone crazy! No! This is like so creepy. He's going faster, God! No! And I've noticed that when he gone crazy, he clapped even faster. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day and yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He even created Angel Star and then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he had to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. Can you please reopen the investigation, please? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. So he got rid of him. He opened his evidence locker as he was taking the evidence out. He said, "Not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken back by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SO9. That's when I saw it. The accursed knife. I just couldn't pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble until I heard it wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint. Detective Dumpty's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer. For everyone that had to start somewhere, I guess I was just too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. But you put the body in my car? I'm sorry, I can't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk and what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Now you have to pay a lot of money to get that fixed. Leaving the prosecution car aside. How could you get this guy involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. She took the evidence from Detective Lemon's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar and fragments and the glove? Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crime than a committer. What he did was bad. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, too much my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. To tell me, really? Why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Really? Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Aji? What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that luncheon date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you're no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Aji. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here. And really, these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear him already. The middle of the new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gan betrayed you from the very beginning. You see, Miss Guy, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Janton help me forge evidence until today. Now she doesn't have to be afraid anymore. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Guy. I can't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. Aw, she's smiling! She looks so pretty when she smiles. She should smile more often. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Sky? And you too, Miss Edgeworth. I have a feeling that she had like a big weight off her shoulders. Suffered every bit as much as I have over these past 2 days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it has been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job. In the light of the case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Guy? Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent of murder, however. Although the chief blackmailed you, the fact you still acted as an accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for the trial at a later date. Yes, I understand. Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling? She's smiling because she feels better. A weight off her shoulders. It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. See, she feels like a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. And she feels that she doesn't have to, worry anymore. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder. This court found the defendant, Miss Lena Sky, not guilty. There we go. Yay, celebration. That's all. The court is adjourned. At long last, it's finally over. Oh, don't be sad. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't completely get off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. It's now after the trial ended. You know, I did my best too. But Elena didn't say a single word to me. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, but why does he always come with the wrong timing? Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Damn it, Gumshoe. Wait, detective, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around all day on duty. On top of it all, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pal. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Hey, it's her sister. Lena! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Aw. That goes to show that she really loves her sister. I asked them to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realized I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past of 2 years. I know how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you looked at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you react if you knew. But you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. You don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Aw, she looks so happy now. Aw, this is so adorable. No one can change the past. The only thing that we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. That's true. If you, like, whatever mistakes you make, you could always make it right again by moving forward and not doing the same thing again and learning from it. And you could put yourself back on the right path again. And it is from here that we can move forward with a brighter future. Yeah, that's true. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe? Me? You look so happy there. Thank you both for all that you have done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edward? Edward? Stop hiding and come over here. He doesn't look too happy. Where was he hiding? I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edward. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edward, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We're the ones who acted corruptly, not you. Too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. So he's doing some self-thinking of what he really wants. I do despise criminals. I plan on dedicating my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I have known that to be true for quite some time now. Edgeworth. Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. And that thought terrified me. That's why I cannot continue on as prosecutor. Ezra, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Kama, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. All you had to do is not do what they did. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true. But think about back to the day trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lena's talking about. I'm gonna tell him. Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find out. Let's see. Where the evidence was. Here it is.
Take that!
That's the picture I do. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence in this, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. See? He still did good. Time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Yeah, it's best just to let him go. Mr. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems like I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. At least it's for now. I'd better be going too. Okay, but I'll be by the visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catch up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? Oh, I like the little picture on it. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks. I will. Oh, she looks so happy. That's what I like to see. And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Aw. Well, don't go check it off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, maybe okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order for sneak out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't a cheat either. Huh? Wait a good detective, I didn't know you had a wild side. Well, you see, Mr. Wright here is the one who'd be footing the bill. What? What, you think I should afford my salary? You gotta be kidding me, Val. Huh? Huh? Thank you, Mr. Wright, you're the best. Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream? Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't we all pay it off together? Yeah. Come on, guys. Let's go. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it here for now. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button below and subscribe for more videos to come. See you guys later. Bye, guys.